Going to talk about how to plants, put them on top of and inside of buildings and parking structures today. Cool stuff. We love it. I love living wall coverings. I think it's so cool. I'm getting ready to put one in my house, actually. Here's one in a hotel I stayed at in Ohio. I thought it was really good, really awesome looking. Just cooler than regular art, in my opinion. We get some plants in these 3-inch pots are placed diagonally in these living walls. Very cool. Here's another one at Simplot, a company I work with in their corporate headquarters at Boise, Idaho. Very beautiful covering again, and you can change it out with different plants and different times of year and those kinds of things. It's a living wall. Very awesome. We also talk about rooftop gardens, and this is also Simplot, Boise, Idaho. The church's conference center has a really cool and awesome kind of a native planting, sort of a tribute to the pioneers up on top of the conference center. No structural supports in the middle of the conference center, which is really an engineering marvel. But the bottom line is that puts extra weight. That those plants and soils up on top, that puts extra weight. And so you have to really be careful and have to work with very good folks that understand architecture in order to pull something like that off. So by design, the theme of, again, is native plants that pioneers would have encountered as they came across the plains and into the Salt Lake Valley. Here's another shot of it. Lots of trees. I mean, not just little plants, but lots of full-grown trees. Big challenge to get them up there, big challenge to keep them alive. It is really a challenging environment to do this. Here's another shot of it. Again, very beautiful. Here's another shot showing some of the big trees and some of the hardscapes up on top. Some of the water features. So what are the benefits of having a green roof? Energy savings for the building. It really can provide some cooling effect for the building. The soil is a cooling, it absorbs some of that energy and acts as an insulation. We get a reduced heat island for the city by having plants on top and soils. We can reduce carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emissions. We provide some wildlife habitat, improve stormwater management. It can be used to produce food, boosts our mood. Scientific studies show the benefits of plants on the psyche. What are the problems with a rooftop garden? It's very hot, tends to be a dry microclimate for plants. Even in humid environments, it is more dry because of increased wind. That's a problem. It can desiccate the plants. It can blow shallow rooted trees over, etc. It adds considerable weight to the building, as I said before. It requires special architecture, design, construction to handle that kind of weight. It can be 3+ times heavier than a regular roof. So that's no small amount of weight. Roofs are designed to drain water pretty rapidly, but not with these. Water tends to find a way to leak through. It's just really tough to keep these things waterproof. So here's kind of a regular roof versus a rooftop garden here. We can kind of see this reference roof with some of the structural components in it. That we also have those same constructional components in a rooftop garden, but on top of it, we have to have a drainage layer. We have a filter membrane, growing medium, which it can't be regular soil, by the way. We've got to use some special types of soil that are lighter weight. And then we have our vegetation, of course. We see some temperature differences here in terms of what happens with a rooftop garden. You can see that with the rooftop garden, we get less temperature. Again, one of the advantages with the reference roof, we get some pretty hot temperatures up there on top. I mean, 60+ degrees. That's Celsius. That's that's really warm. 25 is where we're comfortable at. 25, 30 is kind of warmish. 60 is really hot, right? You won't walk up there on your with your bare feet. You burn your feet. Most roofs have 20 to 30 pounds per square foot. Roofs designed for gardens, it's 50 to 60 pounds per square foot is what they have to be engineered for. We, again, use a lightweight soil. We sometimes put some sand, we put some perlite or similar, some peat moss to kind of help hold some moisture. Soil needs to be adequate, but not excessive water. Drip irrigation is a good idea. Wind's a problem, again, dries out quickly, knocks those shallow trees over. So these soils are prone to develop hydrophobicity. So we want to avoid getting them too dry because that's a problem. And if they do, we need to use surfactant to kind of wet them up. So again, it's not a new idea. Here's some old school rooftop gardens, right? Kind of cool. Here's some Scandinavians that use sod roofs extensively, for example. Pretty awesome. The Hotel Astor back here in 1904 had some rooftop gardens. So it's not like it's a brand new idea. Rockefeller Center in Manhattan's got a really awesome rooftop garden. I've been there. It's really cool. The Walkie-Talkie skyscraper in London has got some rooftop gardening up there. This is in Fukuoka, Japan, with a really cool stair step terrace rooftop garden. It just really is pretty beautiful, and contrast that with the buildings next to it that are just concrete glass jungle. Here's the Infinity Edge Pool at Sand Sky Park at the Mariana Bay Sands Hotel in Singapore. You want to be a little bit careful getting close to the edge there. You don't want to fall over. We can also, as I said before, we can grow plants and do urban agriculture in these rooftop gardens, which really creates an awesome thing for the residents of the building. Here's a Villa Arson rooftop garden. It's really beautiful there. Herb garden of the National Museum of Nature and Science in Tokyo. And here's Tokyo Plaza, which is also a rooftop garden. Just creates it creates a space where people want to hang out instead of just being this desolate, garbage pile up on top of a building. It's awesome. Canal City in Hakata, parking area. Now we're going to shift gears. We're going to look at looking at how do we, retain moisture. So I mentioned with the rooftop gardens that we don't just shed all that water. We're actually wanting to capture some of that water and use it for the plants when we get a rainfall. So it reduces the stormwater runoff. And in some places, that's really a huge deal. The more rain, the bigger the problem. So, Okinawa, Japan, for example, it rains a lot. Here's a kind of an old school, kind of a porous cement. It's just got some squares there made out of brick that allows water penetration. So that's kind of neat. The bricks do heat things up and they can kill plants. So you got to think about your plant material that's in between those bricks. We also have these green driveways. I've installed some of these, very awesome. It allows you to plant grass in between those things. These provide structure. I can walk on it. I can drive on it, and it doesn't cause compaction of the soil. And you really don't even see it. Once the grass grows up over that, you don't even really see the driveway there, but it's a walkable, drivable driveway that is very cool. We also get porous concrete and asphalt. That's kind of a newer thing. Let me show you a little video from my friend here.
Our paving is ready to begin. We're going to start with our industrial 12 by 24 by 4-inch thick. Strong name, stronger ingredients. Lifetime transferable warranty, rock salt resistance. And we're going to install them with the versatile Gator Spacer system. Gives us a 1/4-inch gap and allows us to install this driveway in a permeable application. Contrasting textures, banding, scale change. How about Squadra? 3.5 by 3.5, 2 3/8-inch thick. So it's going to require a bedding layer rescreen, but we're up to the challenge. Linear, half bond, Granitex, slate age. This segmental permeable pavement hybrid install driveway got a personality all its own. Everybody knows what this is. You can use it to simulate a porous material, like our porous concrete. And yes, water will run through it. The issue is no fines concrete or no fines asphalt has limited strength. So over time, starts to get compressed. And as it compresses, the amount of pores reduce. Now I'm going to use sugar to simulate sediment. We typically call total suspended solids, nitrates, phosphates, heavy metals, all those contaminants that are in the environment are also pushed down into the surface. Oh, much less permeable now. So with a porous concrete or porous asphalt base, protecting it with a segmental permeable pavement system as its wearing course, with an easily agitated and removed joint fill for maintenance, a better long-term solution.
Cool stuff. I think that these porous concretes and asphalts are really innovative. I'd love to have that driveway. Just beautiful and very innovative. And the more of that we have, the less stormwater runoff we've got. We're capturing more of the water and allowing it to get down into groundwater. And so we like that. But you need to have somebody who really knows what they're doing on that stuff. But very exciting. These types of surfaces, whether it's on a roof or on a driveway, or on a wall, where we can put plants, or we can at least capture water, make things better for our environment. So I think these things are exciting things to think about in terms of managing the urban environment.